Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well and studying well as well. So in this session, we will be talking about ethics. Specifically, we'll try to link the ethics paper, that is, try to remove the ethical angles from the contemporary issues happening in our country, or that is a recent issue which has happened. Okay, see, in the previous session, we had discussed why you need to look into the ethical aspects regarding the contemporary issues. See, because it is very important to enrich your answers in ethics, and these all aspects and interlinkages will help you fetch 1 or 2 extra mark in your answer. So that way you can get a substantial leverage in the mains cutoff and help you qualify this examination. See, in the previous video we had discussed the RCB stampede post IPL. When RCB won the IPL and the stampede happened, we interlinked with the moral intuition and moral reasoning. So in this session, we will take 2 such issues which of our recent memory, like few days back it happened, and we will link with the ethics paper. First issue, we will take the unfortunate incident of stampede at the Lord Jagganath Yatra in Odisha. And second issue, we will discuss the controversy surrounding Prada and the luxury fashion brand Prada and Kolhapuri chappals. Okay, we'll try to link with ethics, which will hopefully will be helpful for you, and in the examination you can apply, which can enrich your answers. Okay, first the unfortunate incident of stampede where 3 people lost their lives and over 50 were injured. Okay, so Lord Jagganath Yatra. So we will structure the discussion in such a way that I will first give you the brief background of the both the issues, and then we will talk about the technical aspects, that how this issue came into being, and what was the reasons for this stampede, what were the lapses by the administration, and then we will connect with the GS4 paper. We will remove the ethical dimensions from that. Okay, so this way we will go about the discussion. So see, first historical aspect, Lord Jagannath is yatra is been held for many years, even before British time. During British time, it was held in the state of Odisha now. The yatra is that during June-July, yatra is held, that is Lord Jagannath and his 2 siblings, Balbhadra and his sister Subhadra. Their raths are taken for procession from the temples to their aunt's house, that is the aunt's temple. From there the procession happens, and this is mostly 9 days are important, where people gather, millions of people gather in the procession. People's faith in that procession, and a lot of people from across the state also come, especially from West Bengal. So unfortunately this year stampede happened. Now what were the reasons for the stampede to happen? See, first some technical details. See, a day before the stampede, lot of people had gathered, so there was lot of rush. So the administration decided that only 2 raths will go forward, that is Lord Subhadra and Balbhadra. Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra will be paused for a time. Okay, then you paused was the Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath. Now, so as a result of which, now more people started to gather. Now Lord Jagannath Yatra is paused, this Rath is paused, so more people gathered so that they can take the blessings of Lord Jagannath. So more crowd swell. So that was one reason, the crowd swell. So crowd swell. So what crowd swells? You should have good management skills to manage the crowd. But unfortunately, what we have come to know from the news, that there was an open exit gate. Secondly, there was an open exit gate which was planned that devotees will come. There were several exit gates, but this was the biggest exit gate. From there, devotees will leave. But the administration, yes, administration only will be ultimate responsibility will fall on the administration. So the administration decided to close this open exit, close, and it was converted into entry gate, close and entry gate. Converted into an entry gate for who? For VIPs. Okay. For VIPs, entry gate for the VIPs. Now, okay, then this open exit gate created a shortage of exit. So there were already small exits were there, but the problem was it was nearby the entry gates also. Entry gates. So this again same mistake what happened in the RCB stampede issue. There too, two events were held at the Vidhan Sauda and the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Both should have been separated, but people were allowed to mingle, which created a huge crowd swell, and there stampede happened in RCB celebrations or the IPL celebrations. Here too, people started to swell and come together. Increase, increase, increase. Small area, bottleneck. When a lot of people gather, small panic can result in stampede. And added to that, around 4:30 am, trucks started to come here, carrying the ritual materials, etc., flowers, etc. Then again, more congested this place became. And people panicked, and stampede happened. 3 people died, around 50 are injured. So this is the technical aspect of it. Now let's look into how we can link it with the GS4 paper. Lord Jagannath Yatra stampede, unfortunately. So see, after the stampede, the Odisha government fixed accountability. And transferred the DM and SP. The government itself said there was a deliceriation of duty. Okay, statement is there, deliceriation of duty. We transferred the DM and SP, and some police officials were also suspended. Now, okay, let's look now into this. So, connect with the civil services values. Civil services values. Firstly, people around them are the participating in the Rath Yatra accused the administration of less police presence. They were saying that police was not there at all. So yes, declaration of duty is there. So which civil services values you can connect? Syllabus also mentions some civil services values. First is what? Probity in governance is absent. Probity. Okay. One can be probity. Then devotion to duty also. Then exemplary behavior. Exemplary behavior. ARC2 mentions exemplary behavior as a part of the conduct of civil servants. Then you can also connect with the theory of justice also of John Rawls. First, probity, devotion, duty, exemplary behavior, theory of justice of John Rawls. And also in entirety with ethical governance as well. Now see how bit by bit you can connect. Now first converting the exit into a VIP entry point. This points out absence of probity among the district administration or the office of SP. Where is probity? What does probity say? It is a value which ensures honesty, uprightness and integrity. A person having probity will have a no nonsense attitude towards any wrong practices. So when the gates were converted to VIP entry point, so where is probity? Where is your intolerance towards towards wrong practices? So points to absence of probity. Okay. Secondly, devotion of duty. As ARC2 says, there should be unstinting devotion to duty all the times. But there was absence of police as outlined by the people who participate in the Rath Yatra. So where is devotion of duty? Where is leadership? Where is compassion? You are serving the VIPs, but people. So this brings out to next ethical angle, absence of exemplary behavior. Exemplary behavior. This was also absent. ARC2 says every civil servant should treat each member of the society with due respect and dignity. What about the dignity of the Aam Janta, non-VIP people? They were left to fend themselves in a small place, crowding. 3 people died, 50 are injured. What about human values? So there is absence of exemplary behavior. And lastly, the theory of justice. Where is justice? According to John Rawls, there are 2 principles of justice. Differential principle and equality principle. Both are violated. Equality principle, why VIP treatment? And differential principle, that is, what is differential principle? It says the well-off people has a responsibility towards the poor people. So well-off people are enjoying privileges, taking no moral responsibility to the poor people. who cannot go through the VIP entry. So this is also violated. You can connect with the theory of justice also. Okay. Okay. Lastly, okay, then you ensured good governance. Good governance. Okay. You fixed accountability. Odisha government transferred SPDM. Okay. Accountability is fixed. One of the component of good governance is accountability. But what about ethical governance? Ethical governance? Where is ethical governance? Ethical governance, what is ethical governance? The governance meets the standards of ethics. Justice is violated already. Means and ends also you can connect. Can ethical governance be ensured only by administration? No, for ethical governance, people and even in this case, politicians to play a vital role in ensuring ethical governance. So you fix the accountability by transferring the SP and DM. But what about ethical governance? What about the responsibility of politicians? Why taking VIP? Why promoting VIP culture? In the doors of God, everyone is equal. There you need VIP treatment. Okay, people are also responsible. Why raise the issue of lack of police presence after the incident? The yatra has been going on for some time. Why not before? So you are also part of the ethical governance infrastructure. Now in social media is there. Why not you take out your mobile and had recorded beforehand and put on social media? See how there is a special VIP entry gate. This is also part of governance process and ethical governance. So, okay, you fix accountability by punishing the DM and SP. What about ethical governance? So these aspects you try to link in your contemporary happenings. This will help you in enriching answers. Even if question doesn't come directly, but still you can give examples. You can, if theory of justice kind of reference is there, then you can give examples here. How the Jagganath stampede, Lord Jagganath stampede points to the absence of theory of justice, or how means are not equal to means are not equal to end. The people were treated as a means for end of what? VIP culture. Means should justify ends. So that way you link it and try to remove this, take out these ethical angles from the contemporary issues. Okay. So now let's move to the next example of discussion, that is the Prada and the Kolhapuri chappals controversy. This Prada fashion show is going on. So like discussed earlier, first a bit historical aspects of on Kolhapuri chappals as well, then the controversy, why, what controversy happened, and then we will remove the or take out or look at the ethical dimensions and connect with the GS4 paper. Okay, Prada and GS4. Okay, so how we can connect with GS4? GS4. Okay. See, Prada is a very luxurious fashion brand of Italy, and yes, there are many consumers in India as well, the top 1%. Now they must have able to know about Kolhapuri chappals. Before they must not be knowing the top 1% of India or top 10% Indians. See, and okay, Kolhapuri chappals are basically, yeah, like the name suggests, are manufactured or made by the traditional artisans of Kolhapur in Maharashtra. See, very beautiful chappals are there. These chappals are also very durable. Once you wear it, you can that chappals can last for 10 years, more than 10-15 years. If you go to the interior part of Maharashtra or anywhere in villages, you can find people wearing this Kolhapuri chappals for 10-15 years. And also they fit, they take the shape of your feet, or the feet. Okay. See, Kolhapuri chappals, like how what we read, they first came into being around the 12th century, and during the 20th century they reached the masses or become a mass-based product, as during the reign of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. So basically this is a brief background about Kolhapuri chappals, and they have a GI tag, geographical indication tag. So this is about Kolhapuri chappals, and yes, like the figure says, around 15 to 20,000, 15,000 to 20,000 artisans are into this manufacturing and making of this Kolhapuri chappals, and these cost around. If you go to Kolhapur or the nearby area, this cost around somewhere around 500 to 800 rupees, and online you get it for, in the online must be 1,000-1,500 rupees. So controversy is that Prada in that their fashion show launched these chappals, and they were priced at 1 lakh rupees, and without giving due credit for the artisans of Kolhapur or the source region where it has been sourced. So this was the controversy. The controversy happened, then a lot of people got angry, especially people of Maharashtra, and the government ministers and the politicians of Maharashtra as well. Issue snowballed. Then many Maharashtra politicians shot off a letter to Prada saying this is injustice, etc. You are not giving credit to the Kolhapuri artisans who make this. Okay, you are not giving credit. How many of the politicians themselves wear Kolhapuri chappals, or how many of their children or granddaughter, grandsons wear Kolhapuri chappals? That is also a question mark about the moral standing of that demand. So this was basically a controversy. Later, Prada also issued a statement. We will talk about a bit later. Now let's look into the ethical angles. So first issue was, we discussed briefly how the credit was not given to the artisans of Kolhapur, traditional artisans of Kolhapur. So what all ethical aspects you can connect? You can connect with the ethical principles as well, the philosophies as well. Say Kantian ethics you can connect with. Then you can connect, yes, theory of justice. Even Gandhian philosophy of trusteeship, and 7 deadly sins, and corporate governance also. So these are all the ethical angles you can remove from that. Now how Kantian ethics? Kant what says? Kant says means should justify ends. Yes, means is what? Taking Kolhapuri chappals to global stage. End is Kolhapuri chappals to global stage. Selling for 1 lakh rupees. or whatever dollars it is. But ends is okay that. But what about the means? Are you giving a credit to the Kolhapuri artisans, 15, 20,000 people who are manufacturing, making that? Did you even say that it is inspired from the Kolhapuri artisans before? No, right? So you are treating these people, the artisans, as a means to achieve those ends of profit maximization, isn't it? See, one can also be reminded of the British era time, East India Company. The British Raj was full of this only. The East India Company officers, etc., took all the uh, good products of made by traditional artisans, sold in UK at very exorbitant price. Here they were paid peanuts, the malmal, the silk, etc. The scarf, which was very famous in winters in the Great Britain that time. Similar things, cultural appropriation. You are not respecting the cultural ethos, cultural values, not given credit to the artisan. So, means don't justify acts. Kantian ethics is violated here. Similarly, you can consider it as a criticism for the utilitarian approach as well. You can give example as a criticism for utilitarian approach. Kolhapuri chappal case. Okay, get us good for greatest number of people. What utilitarians say? Ends justify means. So end is okay, but means is wrong. This can also come as a criticism for it. Now, next theory of justice. Yes, equality differential principle you connect. Equality, everyone should be equal, gets equal rights. Differential principle is also violated. That the well-off people has a responsibility towards the poor people. So well-off, Prada is well-off, or poor artisans no responsibility towards their exploitation. So there is also, you can link with the theory of justice. Gandhian model of trusteeship. That is, you are the trustees of the people of the society. So they are not acting as a trustee, not given, not giving due credit. And also, then one of the 7 deadly sins has been committed. That is business without ethics or commerce without moral. Corporate governance also, or business in ethics. Corporate governance has 2 aspects: following the law and values. So values of, yes, everyone's favorite, shareholders are prioritized over all the stakeholders. Stakeholders, Kolhapuri chappal maker are also stakeholders, but no respect for that, not for their work, their artisan, their skills. Okay, so that way, and also values, cultural appropriation, cultural ethos has been violated, morality. Okay, so this way you can overview of how you can link the ethical aspects in the contemporary issues. Okay, now after this controversy, Prada issued a statement. Prada issued a statement that that it is not for commercial, it was only for display. We recognize that the contribution of the Kolhapuri artisans, and we are ready for collaboration. Okay, good thing that our products are getting global recognition all over the world, that Kolhapuri chappals exist. Now Indian middle class, upper middle class, they are more into with chappals, working stock. They want working stock. Now they will want Kolhapuri chappals. This is not understanding the value of our own culture, own values. Everyone, especially the upper middle class and the upper class, they wear Birkenstock. Now they will wear Kolhapuri chappals. So this is, one should introspect ourselves also. How much of culture of our heritage we celebrate. So this was the controversy, and this way you can link with the ethical aspects. And ethical ethical angles you can remove in the contemporary issues. Okay, we were talking about ethical governance. I want to show you some things. see this, see this news. Yes, the Odisha civil servant who was additional commissioner in the Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation. See how they have been, he's been treated by the politicians. So you fix accountability there, therein the Lord Jagganath stampede, and you ensure good governance. But here too, you may fix everything, but what about ethical governance? Politicians are too an equal stakeholder in ethical governance. So this ethical governance cannot alone be ensured by administration. See this, very unfortunate. Now see, we were talking about devotion to duty. Devotion to duty. As you see this, that police personnel showed a presence of mind, exemplary behavior, devotion to duty, right moral intuition, and saved that woman. Courage, fortitude as well. This is the some examples you can write in your paper. These small examples will help and also will give originality to your answers. And not that some ready-made someone will give 50, 60, 100, 200 examples. That won't bring originality. Rather, rather the flood of examples in your hand will bring confusion. In the exam you start to write, confusion will start. Which example you will write? Because you don't have context. Here there is context. It's easy to remember things in a story form. Okay? Okay, then these were the aspects. This is, see, the intention of this session was to tell you all how to link examples, how to link contemporary issues with ethics. Okay, hope this session was helpful for you guys, and like always, happy learning.